Hello everybody, it's Zack Rhodes for the weekly update. A few things today. First of all, Final Fantasy X's main story might be ending this week. I have one video left of it, but it's a long one because it's like the final bunch of fights. I just haven't broken it up yet, so it might be. Let's see what was last week. I'm just scrolling down on Twitter because I apparently can't prepare anything properly early today. Give me a sec. I'm running very slowly today and I apologize. I have not been feeling well for the past few days. The first post-game episode went up on Friday. The way that we're doing this is that we're going to have the two videos on Monday and Wednesday of the main story, and then Friday's going to be the bonus video. If this week is the end of the main story, then next week we'll just go full-time with the main videos. But let's see, what was I going to say? Come on, Doe, you can do this. Yeah, we'll see after the main story ends. We'll see if it takes 2 videos. We'll see if it goes into next week with 3. But that's how we're going to cut it up. Friday's video was Yuna's ultimate weapon and all the stuff needed to get that. So I think I'm just going to be breaking up the videos into the ultimate weapons until we're done with all of the ultimate weapons. And then we're going to go into all of the post-game bosses and dungeons. So that's going to be fun. There it is, okay. So, Zelda. Twilight Princess is going on. It's going on, surprise. Videos this week should be normal. We are getting ready to go to the Arbiter's Grounds, which I'm really excited for because that's a very interesting dungeon in my opinion. Excuse me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to recording that. I'm having a lot of fun with that game. Right now in Final Fantasy X, I am playing Blitzball because for Wakka's ultimate weapon, you have to play a lot of Blitzball. So that's fun. I'm sorry, I've also I might have caught a cold or something. My throat's really scratchy for the past couple of days, which is why I'm drinking coffee, because apparently coffee is good for your throat, right? I can have tea later, don't worry. I just need some sort of lubricant right now. Maybe I'll drink regular water. But so Twilight Princess, and doing the Wakka video, which is going to be this Friday's video. I started recording that last Thursday or something. Last Wednesday. It's Thursday. I was out at a thing. We'll talk about that. And yeah, it's still not done because there's a lot of Blitzball you have to play to get the stupid Jupiter sigil. But that'll be in the video. Let's see, what else? Astral Chain came out on Switch on Friday. I have not opened this yet because I just did not have time to try it or the game. So, that'll hopefully be today. You'll probably see videos later today or early tomorrow. Last Thursday, put it all the way over here. I forgot, I wanted to show it off. Last Thursday I went to this research study in New York City for Twitch. I got a cool knapsack, which is actually this is actually a nice knapsack. It's padded on the back, has a little laptop sleeve, cool pockets and stuff. This is a good school knapsack. I would have used this when I was in school, back in the dark ages. What was I saying? Yes, I was at this research study where they wanted to test out marketing on us. Twitch partnered up with this place called Neuro Institute. So they put these caps on our heads with little diode things that measured brainwaves while we watched Rick and Morty and advertisements. And they measured, I guess, how active our brains were in terms of paying attention to the show and to the ads, and then we wrote about which ads we remembered afterward. So that was actually really cool. I got $100 in the knapsack for it, and then went out to birthday dinner with a bunch of my friends in the city. So like, it was a really good day actually. I've been to New York City like 5 times this summer, which is more than like the past 6 years combined, which is crazy. But yeah, so that was just a fun time. See, I enjoy stuff like doing stuff like that because I used to, when I was younger, I did like those research things where they just give you money for telling them your opinion on things, which is kind of what YouTube is. Except you less direct money. It was like a half hour. It was like one episode of Rick and Morty. It was the one where the Council of Ricks is trying to arrest Rick and Morty or Rick for murder, but it turns out it's this other Rick who's evil, more evil, slightly more evil. Where was I? So yeah, that was just a fun time. So I enjoy stuff like that because I was going into psychology before everything in my life went bad, and that's like a research study. Like that's the type of stuff students do. You're like, okay, so let's like try to figure out stuff. Like that's all based on psychology, and they're using like not just like psychology of what people like, but like measuring brainwaves and stuff, which is going into neuroscience, which is just like super cool in my opinion. But anyway, this past week, what happened this past week? I'm apologize in advance. I drew a few things this week, and they're on Twitter, and I'm sorry that I keep like every week directing you to Twitter, but I can't like work the phone right now to show you. But I did made a meme, so that's good, with Dr. Membrane from Invader Zim. The Invader Zim movie was very good on Netflix. I did a Patreon piece for Mr. Movies of Precipice Zack, which was very fun to do. And I'm going to be doing the last Patreon piece hopefully today. I know it's September already. I know that the month is technically over, but I just was not able to draw last week, like the end of last week. I just didn't have the time. I was away for the weekend. I was at my older brother's house in East Brunswick, which was really nice. It's a more normal community there of people. We took, like, for lunch, we went over to one of his friends, who's this guy in his 40s, and his kids and his family, and we talked about Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's like another Jewish family, you know, religious like me, like us, and we go there, and they're like, yeah, you guys are, like, they're talking about, yeah, we love, like, geekdom stuff, you know, Game of Thrones and Star Trek and Star Wars, and you ever see Avatar: The Last Airbender? He's, like, talking about, like, in his office, he works in Wall Street. He has, like, a geek circle of all these, like, accountants that he's, like, and, like, the son is, like, super into Dungeons and Dragons, but, like, they're like, yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender is the pinnacle of TV shows. It's like the best that ever existed. Me and my younger brother just like, these are our people. So that was really good. So we talked about Avatar: The Last Airbender over Shabbos lunch, which is just something that doesn't happen here in Jackson/Lakewood, because I know I'm talking to non-Jewish people, so you don't understand, but there's religious Orthodox like me, which is modern Orthodox it's called, and then there's like ultra-Orthodox, which is the general neighborhood here, who like don't do TV or internet or anything like that. So it's all non-video game or geekdom or nerd things or anything like that. So like me and our family who are into Star Trek and Star Wars and fantasy and sci-fi and all that, anime and cartoons, we're just like, we don't fit here. So it's nice to go somewhere for, a couple of days or a day where everyone is like us again. We used to live there before we moved out to New Jersey. We lived in West Hempstead, New York, where I made a whole bunch of friends, some of whom, are watch this, some of whom are in my Discord, one of whom is a Patreon subscriber, West Hempstead people, and they know, they understand what it's like. But yeah, so I'm sorry if that was rambling, but it was just nice to, for a day, go to a place where everybody knows your name. No, they don't know my name. I used to know people there, but I was last there in high school because a bunch of people from my high school lived there. But they're all married and moved out because it's been 10 years, over 11 years since I graduated. This coming... No, it was 11 years. This coming year is going to be 12. God. So that was a thing. The special offer on my Patreon, by the way, has ended because it's not August anymore. So that's that. I tried, though. That's the important thing. I tried. Probably gonna scrub all the tweets from my Twitter, though. Windows, I updated Windows. NVIDIA and XSplit at the same time last week, and that was fun. Windows had like a huge update, and it changed some stuff that was weird. Pokemon Masters came out, and it broke my phone, so that was cool. Essentially what it did is that when it installed, it like asked me to uninstall an update, so I installed an update. Then I started playing it, and then after like the first story chapter, it's like, I have another update for you. So I started installing it, and then my phone just turns black. And it's like, I have a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. So like in the middle here, it just starts glowing. Like I just see a little, like the Samsung, the word Samsung, like glowing. Like it's rebooting from something. And it's just like, just stays that way. Like it's trying to recover itself from a hard crash. And it finally turns itself back on. And it's not recognizing anything that's on my SD card in here. So it means that the crash unmounted my SD card, so I restarted the phone. And after that, everything worked fine, except for Twitter and Discord. Whenever I try to look at photos, it has them now out of order. Like the gallery thing on Android has them out of order. Like instead of showing it chronologically, when you press new tweet, it shows. I'm just gonna show you guys here because it's just easier to show than tell. So like give me recent stuff. I'm not showing you an ad. Okay. So like you're over here in Twitter, and you press new tweet there, and it brings up. Yeah, it brings up like new pictures here. So these are stuff that I took recently. But like from here onward, these are all pictures from like last week. And it's just like completely out of order. And it's just like a picture from last week, picture, and then picture from yesterday, picture from like a month ago. And it's like, why? Why are you like this? And I haven't been able to fix it. And it's like that on Discord, but it's not like that on Google Hangouts, Instagram, Facebook, like any other like text messaging. I haven't tried it for Tumblr, but like all the other apps that use the gallery feature are normal. But why just Twitter and Discord? And like various fixing, restarting the phone, taking the SD card out, nothing changes. It's so weird. And if I unmount the SD card and put it back in and remount it, all the pictures since then get reshuffled, and it has that same like starting point of these two like pictures that I took of dusk like a week and a half ago. Like that considers that the most recent, and it shuffles all the other pictures in before it, and I don't know what got messed up but specifically for Twitter and Discord. If I go to the gallery thing, perfectly fine. But the camera, like, it doesn't register that the camera screenshots are, like, recent. It's so weird and I hate it. But I'm just gonna have to get used to it and live with it because that's life. Also on Pokemon Masters, the first sign that something was going to go wrong is that when you start it up, it asks you to create a gamer ID. And the procedurally generated gamer ID, and this is on Twitter also, was Undiscovered Grave 1. I just opened up the game and it gave me that. I didn't randomize it, I didn't try like more than one thing, that was the first thing. And that should have clued me in, honestly. But it's a fun game so far. I got a bunch of 5 stars, so that's cool. I got Karen, I got Olivia, I got Brendan, so good times. I got a bunch of people that I like. And that is about it for... Oh yeah, Untitled Goose Game is coming out September 20th, along with Link's Awakening and Ni no Kuni, so I'm excited for that too. But that's about it. Yeah, so this was a weird week. Not in a good way. I was just very unmotivated, very tired. I've been feeling very much like I'm a drag on the people around me. And, I mean, some people can argue that it's not true, but, I mean, like, when we were at my brother's house for the weekend, like, my little brother was having a great time because he had people to talk to. Because, like, I have, like, you guys online I talk to, he doesn't really have that, or his high school friends are, like, different, but, like, these are, like, in-person people that wanted to talk about video games and cartoons and stuff. And at one point, like, just because I've had 6 years of cancer treatment, I get tired. After a day of hearing people talk straight, like the head of the house that we ate lunch at, he has a story for everything, and he can just keep talking, and it tires me out. Sitting in chairs, as opposed to like couches or beds, for extended periods of time aggravates scars that I have from surgeries. The surgeries I had a couple of years ago, not the ones that I had at the beginning of my spine, but like my abdominal surgery, because they had to cut through the muscles. So like sitting in specific positions aggravates the scars because the muscle had to knit itself back together, and it gets very painful. So I had to just go back to my brother's house toward the end of the day and kind of dragged everyone else back because we all had to go together, and I just felt bad that like I was cutting that experience short for him. And just a lot of stuff like that. Like, I'm trying to be more independent and less dependent, or less I guess less dependent, but just less of a bummer. But sometimes I just can't, like, I wasn't able to stick around anymore because I was just in so much pain. I had to stop with the sounds and everything. It's like there were 3 different conversations going on at the lunch table, and because I have hearing problems because of some of the treatments and age, hearing loss was one of the side effects of one of the things, which is great. If more than 3 people are talking at the same time within like a 10-foot radius of me, all I hear is I cannot pick out voices. Like, even if someone's next to me talking at me, they have to go like right up to my ear, because I can't hear anything. So it gets, and that like, so I'm just sitting there hearing and it gets to you. So I just felt really bad though. I don't like I don't like being a wet blanket, obviously, but I don't like ruining other people's good experiences because of my own either shortcomings or limitations. So, I don't know. It sucks. But, I mean, I still got stuff I need to do, so I'll stick around a little while longer, I think. My dad is getting an angiogram, which is like they put a camera into your arteries and check out your heart. It's like a little camera on a tube. Because he has some blockages. So Wednesday he's getting an angiogram where they're hopefully only going to find small blockages that they can, on the spot, put stents in. A stent is like a little spring, essentially, that opens up the artery more. So they're going to be doing that on Wednesday. And hopefully they're not going to find anything that requires, like, God forbid, a bypass surgery or anything major. But if you guys can please pray for him that it's just... We know that there's something wrong because he has not been doing well. But we're hoping that it's something that can be fixed on the spot while, we work towards better things. So please keep him in your prayers. That's something that's weighing heavily on me because my dad is kind of the linchpin of the family here. I would not be able to do half the stuff that he does here, especially since, like, I just can't do anything. So that's been a stress. My grandmother is in the hospital. Or, no, she's in rehab now. She was in the hospital for, like, the third time in the past month and a half. So she's in, like, a post-hospital just rehab thing. Not like an alcohol or drug rehab, like a just getting back to strength rehab. So that's been something. And, yeah, it's been interesting. I haven't been, feeling my presence here has been particularly uplifting to anybody. Maybe a couple of people who have said so. Like, I'm not going to ignore the people that tell me things, but it's hard to feel through that, even despite what people say. I haven't felt like I'm... Not that I'm making a difference, because that's more... I don't know, it's a different thing, but it's more just like fitting. So I haven't been like talking in Discords and stuff because I'm just like, I don't really... Am I really part of this conversation? No. But you're a mod here. But you own the Discord. So it's been weird. But that's probably mostly due to stress. The diet that I talked about last week has mostly gone good. Overall, I have lost a half a pound since last Sunday. But also, I wasn't really dieting over the last couple of days. We're going to see, like, midweek how I'm doing. But I wasn't doing anything over the past couple of days because I was away, and my sister-in-law is a very good cook. So I couldn't not eat the stuff that she was making, but it's gonna be back to actual real dieting. But the rest of the week I was pretty good, except when I went out to the birthday dinner with friends and I had burger and fries. But the rest of the week is good. But considering that day and considering like the bad stuff that I ate this past week, losing a half a pound within that 7-day period, still pretty great. So I'm gonna keep going with that. We found like a really good protein shake that tastes more like a malted that my dad whipped up. So that's been like my breakfast / lunch. It's very filling. It's good. But I'm going to stop the weekly update now because I am extremely exhausted just from the 25 minutes of talking. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for putting up with me. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much for sticking through your own struggles. I appreciate the fights that you do in your daily lives very much as well. Here's to better things. I know it's September, but the summer is not over. It doesn't end until the 21st or so. So seize the what's left. Seize every day, you know? And appreciate the people around you. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.